Sensational stuff.
Fantastic!
What a strike. Incredible strike.
And the Italian fans are loving him.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan Johnson from Soccermag and welcome to our first Fantasy Euro show. We're just trying things out here and what we're going to do is go through our teams that we've picked for the group stages or the first round of fixtures for the Euro 2024. I am joined by Matt Hayward and Paolo Bersella. You might see them from another episode, but we'll keep that a secret. What we're going to be doing is going through every position, so goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and forwards. We'll be telling you the selections we've made, giving some suggestions and what prices they are. So basically, there are 15 players you can buy and you have a €100 million budget. And the prices range from Harry Kane and Mbappe, who are the most expensive players, to really cheap players that
like 4
unfortunately
million.
their names I can't even say.
Yeah, you can't even really
they
pronounce.
usually have 3 dots at the end. But basically how we're going to start things off is we'll go through all our goalkeepers. We're not going to give recommendations on goalkeepers because there's so few options and they're usually not very important. But yeah, so I think to start off we'll give the names of our teams. Also, as a side note, we will put in the code for the league that we'll make for you to join. I'm just adding that in now as a random thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be in the description as well. So if you're keen to join the league, the prize hasn't been determined yet, but it will be massive. So join if you're interested.
Oh yeah. I love that though.
Yeah.
Love that.
Cool. My team is called Kubus Vifa.
Lovely, and we've got Hazard's Heroes.
My team name is PGB Football.
So to start things off, we'll start with goalkeepers. And my personal approach to this is there's 2 options at goalkeeper. I go for a number 1 that will play every single game for me. And then number 2 is just a money maker, so like the cheapest possible option. I don't even care if he plays. The 2 options I've gone with is France's Mike Maignan, and I think he's pretty well priced. He's 5.5 million, and he's not. I liked his value because he wasn't the most expensive goalkeeper. And France, in my opinion, are arguably the best team in the competition, if not the best. And I think they will definitely keep clean sheets. So that's why I've chosen Mike at 5.5 mil. And in second, I've gone for the cheapest guy on the bottom of the list. You'll see him. I don't know his first name, unfortunately, but his name is along the lines of Gugu Shash.
Quality.
Yeah, for 4 million. So that's the cheapest possible guy I can get. That's, I don't know, who have you gone with?
Nice. So I've gone with Jan Oblak, who's my starting goalkeeper at the moment. He might be changed. He's 5 million, and I'm thinking he plays for a slightly weaker nation, but he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So he's going to concede lots of shots, make lots of saves, and that's how keepers get more points. And I can see him conceding a few penalties and possibly saving a few penalties, which is why our goalkeepers get a lot of points as well. And my other option is Mike Maignan for 5.5.
He splashed down on the keepers.
I did. I thought if Mike Maignan doesn't play a game, that's another thing you got to think of, guys, is if your players don't play, they get 0 points and they get subbed off from the guys on the bench. So you got to make sure you got a little bit of the bench in play.
So that's actually the format change. It's not kind of the same as FBL. You're playing in a knockout competition, so it's the UEFA. They've got the UEFA Champions League fantasy as well.
Yes.
And I've had a bit of experience doing that fantasy as well. So having a good keeper on your bench and a good bench is really nice.
It's
because you can sub them in.
If your players aren't playing.
If your players aren't playing or they underperform.
Yeah, 100%.
So are you telling me in the middle of a round you can make a sub?
Yeah,
yes.
Big time.
That is insane.
Yeah.
How are your keepers, Paolo?
My keepers, so I put everyone in my starting lineup that are playing earlier. So
Nice.
all the players that are playing on the 17th or the 18th of June are on my bench, like the Portuguese. So in goals I've got Bart Verbruggen, Brighton keeper for Netherlands. He's been starting consistently in the friendlies, in the Euro qualifiers. And I think, the Dutch have a good group.
Awesome.
And my bench keeper is Diogo Costa.
Nice.
I think also they've got a nice group. They could get clean sheets, Portugal. And, you never know. Save points as well as penalty saves could be a nice option for someone like Verbruggen or Diogo Costa.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, going into the next group, which is defenders. So how defenders get points is for clean sheets, obviously. and for scoring goals to get additional points compared to a striker. Any other ways that you guys can think of other than minutes played?
Assists.
Assists, obviously, but assists are the same
Same
value
for everyone.
for all positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, any additional ones they'll probably get for balls recovered.
Is that a stat?
That's a stat, yeah. So the amount of interceptions they make, or the
Okay.
amount of times they pounce on a loose ball, like recover the recovery.
Do you have any idea what the points per?
So it's
thing
I think
is?
it's every 5 balls they recover
Is
is 1 point.
Okay,
Wow.
Or
that's
every
actually
10,
not
yeah.
very like that's not
No.
a lot of points because
Yeah.
I don't see many guys getting 5 recoveries.
Yeah.
So like,
Like-
you know they have a stat on the UEFA Champions League app, the most balls recovered, and it was like a huge stat of like 100 plus
Yes.
balls recovered over the campaign.
Sure.
Okay, so is it over the whole tournament or will it just be per game?
So it would be per game, and then they'll tally it up
at the end of
at the end of like as
I'll just
as
show
an
you,
individual
yeah.
stat, but you get points for balls recovered.
Okay, I would think of more along the lines of like 3 balls recovered, 1 point, like similar to saves.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah,
every 3 or 5. I might
Okay.
be wrong. Yeah.
Cool. And then so my choices for defenders are Virgil van Dijk starting with Bastoni from Italy, and then my captain and my main defender Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know that might be a controversial pick because there's lots of competition at right back for England. Obviously Kyle Walker, Joe Gomez in there as well, even though I'm not sure he'll play there. Kieran Trippier. Personally, the reason I've done this is because of England's group. They have a seriously weak group, and I can see Trent being used as their main attacking player. Hence, I've made him my captain because
Nice.
1 assist and a clean sheet in a game, which I can definitely see happening.
Like 12 points.
Yeah.
Times 2.
And your captain gets
Exactly.
you double points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Trent, I can see him maybe getting 1 assist, multiple clean sheets. I don't see the teams that England are playing against really giving them too many problems. And a defensive recommendation, a player I haven't picked that I would give, Francis Teo Hernandez. He's only 5.5 million. And I think he's a good pick because he's an extremely offensive fullback. He will definitely get involved with an assist or maybe even steal a goal, but also France's defense, like why I picked Magnan, will be one of the best in the competition. I'm sorry, and I left out the prices of my players that I was meant to do, but Virgil van Dijk is one of the most expensive centre-backs. He is 6, but I've picked him because goal threat, Van Dijk, easy. Bastoni, Italy will probably have one of the best defences, and he's also a very influential ball-playing centre-back. So those are my choices. Paolo?
So
Who
I've
do you want to
gone
defend?
with my starting lineup is Max Mittelstadt from Germany. He's one of the cheapest and most popular cheap alternatives with a price of 4 million euros. Bastoni and Di Marco as my 2 Italian centre backs who will definitely keep clean sheets against Albania. They are, I think, 5.5 million and 5 million each. And Jeremy Frimpong for Netherlands. It's a no-brainer for me. 5.5 million, and he plays as a right wing for Netherlands. I mean,
Essentially, like similar to Trent, like
yeah,
it's
not
constant
really.
but not like the way
Yeah.
they play. But I'm
Yeah.
saying like role in the team of more of an attacking player.
Role in your fantasy team.
Yeah,
He's
big time,
gonna
yeah.
he's gonna be hunting assists and goals.
He's gonna
get you
He will,
points.
he will always be attacking, hardly in a defensive area where they'll
Yeah.
be threatened. You know.
Yeah.
With Poland as their first fixture as well. They're going to
Yeah.
dominate possession. They're going to dominate ball, and they're gonna score a couple goals there. I think it's going to be at least 2-0, to Netherlands in that game.
So in my defenders, I've got Kieran Trippier at 6 mil, Frimpong at 5.5, and Gvardiol at 5.5. Just a bit on Trippier, he is a little bit more expensive, one of the most expensive defenders, but he takes a lot of dead balls for England. He takes corners, he takes free kicks, so big chances of getting some points, getting some assists, getting some goals.
Just one
yeah.
thing on that, Maddie. Do you think you'll start at left back? Or
I
right
think
back?
you'll start at left back. I think for the first few games, they'll have Walker at right back and Trippier at left back.
Because I was confused. It's quite a wild card pick as well because that
Yeah.
right back debate has been
Yeah,
with
exactly.
England for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, if England had a nail on left back, I don't know if Trippier would start. But I think Trippier gets in the team at the moment because he can fill that left back void at the moment.
And then don't have Shaw in their team. right?
They do.
In the
He
squad,
is in the
he's
squad, yeah, but I don't think he's fully fit. I don't know. But they also have Gomez, who personally I'll put Gomez at left back.
Yeah.
Sure.
You've got to back a Liverpool boy.
Yeah.
please.
100%. And then Paolo, do you want to chat about your midfielders?
Yeah, man. I would love to. I mean, let's start us off. Who did you have on your bench for your...
My defender on my bench is Mittelstadt from
Yes.
Germany, also 4 million, like you said, like cheap, value buy. And then I've got the Belgian defender, Voetface. He's probably going to start 4 million. Nice option if needs be.
I actually forgot about my bench defender.
Bro, I'm not even going to go near my bench. Don't worry.
Cancelo is my bench defender.
Okay.
Bring him on if one of my bench, one of my starting lineup defenders underperforms. Is crazy.
Definitely a good shot.
Him as an inverted left back for Portugal, next level. Like his goal threat is so high up. You know?
Unreal.
So definitely, if you wanted to pick a nice fantasy differential, Cancelo is not too pricey.
What is he? Sick.
I think 6 million as well. Yeah,
I think he's 6 million. Okay, maybe.
But for the role he'll play, he's a cheap forward. That's how I think of like Trent and like Trippier. They're actually
Frimpong.
cheap. If they were midfielders, they'd be closer to 8 or 9. But because they're defenders, they're almost half price.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to the midfield. Yeah?
Go for it, bro.
So my midfield, I've got a 5 in midfield. So my formation is 4-5-1 at the moment, and I'll sub out if needed. De Bruyne, Trossard. They're playing Slovakia first, so I think they're gonna get some nice points there.
Nice.
Florian Wirtz as my captain. Obviously, I've gone for the captain pick because they're playing on the first game tomorrow night, Friday night.
Against Scotland, yeah.
Against Scotland. And you can change your captain, actually.
This is such a ridiculous...
Crazy.
So
like
it's
mechanic.
like completely new rules when you go into the UEFA Fantasy League.
Yeah.
You can change your captain. It's not fixed.
Crazy.
So you can change it per day. You can change it every day, which is actually unreal.
That makes so much sense.
It's
so you
it's-
should captain a German player first.
You should captain a German player first,
Because-
or a player who plays earlier in the game week.
Because if they boost, you've done well, and if they don't, you just change your captain.
100%.
Wow, that makes so much sense.
So
Okay.
guys,
It's genuinely, it's game-breaking
you need to
mechanics.
change
I'm
your-
going to have to change my team.
gents,
Yeah.
you need to captain that one player who starts first
Yes.
in the game week,
Okay.
and then you can change your captain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I've gone for Davide Fratesi. He's a more attacking midfielder, but actually plays more up top as an attacker, like a wide attacker.
Nice.
So he could be a differential against Albania.
Cool.
And Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. I think he's just a massive threat. He also plays in the number 10 role, an advanced midfielder.
Lovely.
He's definitely got an assist or a goal on him, and cheap.
He'll be
You know,
one of he'll be his country's one of their main attacking players.
Those players are very, very cheap. Milinkovic-Savic 6.5.
I was about to say.
Fratesi 6.5 for a midfielder. I mean, compared
Lovely.
to like a Jude Bellingham,
Yeah.
it's 3 million cheaper than Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
And then you've got Florian Wirtz 7.5, KDB 9.5, and Trossard 8 million.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Even for Trossard, like 8 mil is like quite steep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my differential.
And sorry, Trossard as a midfielder as well. It's a bit outrageous if you ask me.
he's an attacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing up top for their club and country now.
Yeah.
Trossard. I
Yeah,
mean, he's playing
exactly.
either next to Lukaku or just behind.
Yeah.
His threat is next to none.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's unreal. So my differential for that midfield is Xavi Simons at 7 million. If you're wanting to change one of your midfielders for the next group games, take a look at Xavi Simons. He might be a nice differential at 7 million.
So for my midfield, like my other positions, I'm not mentioning my bench because it's not worth it. I've gone for KDB at 9.5 mil with Luka Modric, who's 7.5. I think Modric will just be one of Croatia's main players, and I compared him to other midfielders that would probably have a similar role, and he's quite well valued. Jamal Musiala, I know that Paolo went for Wirtz, but I went for Musiala over him just because I think he's good, and I think he'll probably score more goals.
Yeah.
Even though he's 8.5, which is a bit steep, he is one of the more expensive players in my team. But I think he will still be good value. And my last midfielder is Szoboszlai for Hungary, because I think at 7 mil, the role he's going to have to play there, he's going to take all their dead balls. He is great long shot taker. He is pretty much the catalyst for their whole team's attack. So everything they do will go through him. So I can definitely see him getting at least a couple goals or an assist here and there. And for 7 mil, I think he's just good value.
Dill, you have one last midfielder there.
Yes, and like I said, I will not mention him because I don't know how to say his name.
But he is from Kvaradonna's.
Yes, he is Georgian, and his first name starts with an A, and then that's it, all I can give you.
So my midfielders, I've gone a bit of Paolo's and a bit of Dill's. I've got Soboslai as well for 7 mil, and I've got Trossard and Wirtz for 8 and 7.5. And then, yeah, like Paolo was saying, I've got the man from Georgia, Kvaradonna, 7 mil, pretty budget pick. And yeah, I think he could do really, really well. I must just give a quick shout out to my boy Bukayo Saka. I would have put him in, but he's 8.5, a little bit more expensive, and I also don't know if he's going to start that first game. So that remains.
Bit of a contentious pick for like Palmer, Foden, Saka.
Exactly.
All three of them, yeah.
So
And they're both very expensive as well.
Yeah.
So it could be a bit of like.
We'll see after the first game.
Yeah, taking like the England players specifically out of the equation for the first group game.
Exactly.
And then maybe implementing them in the second group game or the third group game.
100%.
You want to see if
100%.
Gareth Southgate rotates or not.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Cool.
We jump into forwards.
Yes, sir.
So one England player who I don't think is going to be rotated for the first game is Harry Kane. So I've got Kane at 11 million. I've got Mbappe at 11 million. Who are the most expensive players in the game, but I just thought...
You got to double bag it with them.
Yeah, they're going
You
to
got
score
it.
some goals. At the moment, I've got Kylian Mbappe as my captain. I think he's going to do bits. Then I've also got Rasmus Højlund, who we saw at the backstage of the Premier League season. If he gets service, he will score. So if Denmark can put some passes together and they can give him the chances, I think Højlund could do quite well. So that's my front three. And then I'd like to recommend, some call him the GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's at 10 million, which I think is a steal. Again, it's the rotation issue. Will he play every game? Not sure. But if he plays, wow, he's
Definitely a good alternative to Kane and Mbappe, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He saves you $1 million, plus if he plays, he's going to score.
And with forwards, you're going to have one premium forward.
Yeah.
You're going to have to
Exactly.
have at least either
It's where you're
Kane-
going to get most of your
Yeah.
points. Like, if it's not clean
100%.
sheets, you're going to have to get goals, and that's
I
pretty
say
much...
that, and then my forwards are like there's not one premium forward there.
Let's
Like,
go through your forwards.
Yeah.
so I've gone with like completely wild card forwards because the rest of my team is so expensive. So I mean like I
You have
can
gone
take
for
an-
the squad approach as
Yeah.
opposed to myself.
yeah, I've
just the
I've
11.
definitely gone for like longevity in the game week.
Nice.
So I've gone with Mitrovic up top.
Nice.
First game week. They play England,
It's
so I think he
England.
can be a big goal threat
Tough.
there.
Tough.
It's tough. Like it's a big ask for Serbia, but I think they could cause problems and disrupt that England
Nice.
black line.
Nice.
So on my bench, I'm gonna definitely bring those two forwards on off my bench: Dovbyk for Ukraine
Nice.
and Lukaku. I think they
Some
are
heavy hitters.
They are
Quality.
big boys.
Yeah.
They are a problem for defenders.
Yeah.
The amount of times they get in your face, spin you, turn off the half turn, and just
Yeah.
bang it in, ruthless
Yeah.
in the nature of finishing.
Yeah.
I think they will score a couple goals in their groups,
Nice.
especially with the likes of Belgium. Their group is not great.
Yeah.
They're in the same group.
Ukraine,
pumps the numbers for Belgium.
Ukraine,
He does,
Ukraine
yeah.
being the dark horses of the tournament, like one of the dark horses.
Yeah.
Dovbyk could get some numbers. Like he was
scored
top.
some crazy goals in La Liga this season.
Yeah, he got top scorer. He
Yeah.
he got the Pichichi at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you could score some numbers in fantasy.
Big
and their prices 7.5 for Dovbyk, 9 million for Lukaku. So that's quite
Really
on the
good.
expensive side.
I would say that's a premium forward.
premium
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
Lukaku and Mitrovic 7 mil.
I think Mitrovic is good value.
So nice differentials for if you're looking for a budget striker.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My front three are Harry Kane and Mbappe. Like Matt, you just got to...
Double check my team.
yeah,
It is.
literally. And only thing I changed was that I think I have Lamine Yamal for 6.5 mil, and I think like that's a great value pick because he is going to be one of Spain's star attackers. Like so much of their attack runs through him. Even though he's so young, it doesn't matter to him. 6.5 mil, and I had to get money somewhere because I got some pretty expensive players, and I didn't have much to work with.
That's why you had.
That's why I've got pretty much maxed out on Georgians. So
You did.
yeah,
You have three.
three Georgians. So yeah, that's our teams, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to add, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, remember to join our league, and if you have any recommendations, let us know. Thanks, guys.